McNeil present from the Penny Farthing Pub.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Coates. Why don't we just, if we haven't heard anything further from Mayor Murdoch, probably just best to get underway.
Yes.
Very good. Okay, well then I will officially call this meeting to order at 12:14 p.m. Thank you everyone for making the time to attend. I will acknowledge that before we get started, that the District of Oak Bay is on the traditional territory of the Coast and Straits Salish people, specifically the Lekwungen-speaking people known today as the Songhees and the Esquimalt nations, whose connection to their land and water continue to this day. Today, I am physically located in the traditional territory of the Squamish and the Lil'wat people, and it is my great honor to be visiting in their territory today. So I will move on to approval of the agenda for July the 6th, special council meeting agenda for July the 6th. So do I have a mover and a seconder? Moved and seconded. All those in favor of approval of the agenda? Any opposed? Seeing none, that carries. Obviously, the next item on the agenda is mayor's remarks, so I will defer that until the mayor can do that. So I will not do that on his behalf. So really then we just have item 4.1, application for temporary change to liquor license. So I understand, Mr. Coates, you will be introducing this.
Thank you, Acting Mayor and members of council. So before you is a report from the Interim Director of Community Building and Planning regarding a one-time extension to the time limit on the liquor license for the Penny Farthing Pub, and that is extending the hours from 12 a.m. to 2 a.m. This Sunday, July 10th, to accommodate a special event. There was some difficulty in receiving this application in a timely way from the district's end, and in connection with how that interface sets up with the Liquor Control and Licensing, Liquor and Cannabis Regulation Branch. Sorry, so that's led to the time sensitivity here. The application was certainly made well in advance by the Penny Farthing Pub. So your indulgence in creating this special meeting to facilitate the consideration of this request is certainly appreciated by staff. So just in terms of that, it is a one-off. It's a 2-hour extension this Sunday to accommodate a special event at the Penny Farthing Pub. Council's role in the liquor licensing approval process, as you may recall, is to provide recommendations to the Liquor and Cannabis Regulation Branch. So as opposed to having a specific approval role in this, it is a recommendation that is sought from council for this application. As I noted before the meeting convened, that the Penny Farthing Pub is represented here at this meeting by, I believe, Mr. Matthew McNeil. If there's any questions to ask of them directly, that's at council's discretion. And the staff recommendation is to receive the report and to make a provide supportive comments to the Liquor and Cannabis Regulation Branch in relation to this temporary application change.
Thank you, Mr. Coates. Are there any questions of council to staff of the applicant? I'm just checking my various screens on my phone so I can see everybody.
I'll put my hand up, I guess.
Very good. Thank you, Councillor Zelka. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much, Chair. Just a quick question. I guess 2 quick questions. I understand the Penny Farthing has a space out on the sidewalk as part of their patio. Would this extension liquor license extend out into that public area as well? That's the first question. And the second question is the public invited or included as part of this liquor extension time to 2 a.m.?
Thank you, Councillor Zelka. Mr. Coates, or potentially the applicant, or sorry, the owner.
Sure, and I think I can start, and perhaps Mr. McNeil can fill in some blanks. But so this is a private event, and so it's my understanding from that, and I do apologize that I'm not the author of the report who's unable to be with you this morning or this afternoon now. So my understanding is that it is a private event, so it's not something that's open widely to the public, and I do not have the information in front of me that represents Councillor Zelka's other question around whether that applies to the patio. My understanding is I believe it does not, but I would defer to the operator to provide that information to council.
Very good. So I would invite the applicant to provide extra clarification if possible.
Hi, it's actually Dylan Haygreen, Director of Operations for the Victoria Pub Company, sitting in on Mr. McNeil's behalf.
Welcome, Mr. Haygreen.
If I can, I think the last one first. So it's not a public event. It would be a private party. There's a wedding at the McNeil residence on Saturday that will bring the guests back here to the pub at 9:30 p.m. Then there will be buses picking up the guests from the pub at 1:15 to take them back to their hotels. So it'll just be a private event for that time.
Thank you, Mr. Haygreen. And just to clarify, Councillor Zelka's other question, is the exterior portion being used?
No, it will not be.
Thank you. Councillor Zelka, is that sufficient?
Yes, it is. Thank you very much. And if it's reasonable, I'd like to move both receipt and also approval as per the recommendations.
I'll second.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Zelka. Any other questions or discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Coates, are we okay to accept both the receipt and the staff recommendation at once? Is that going to work for you?
Yes, it does.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Coates. So seeing no further questions or discussion, I will call the question. All those in favor? Any opposed? Seeing none, carried unanimously. Thank you, Council, and thank you to the applicant for making yourself available for this. And I suppose the only remaining item is a motion to adjourn, unless there's something else, Mr. Coates?
Move adjournment.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor? Any opposed? None opposed. Very good. We are adjourned. Thank you very much for your attendance, Council, and thank you, Mr. Coates and staff, for making yourselves available. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.